cinnamon. In fact, just to give you an idea, so looking at the GCMS, this is what we come up. So on the left, you can see these are some of the structures, but when I do an analysis, we come out with this graph with all the different peaks, which essentially say that these are the compounds that are coming out from the extract. And so I'm just showing on the right-hand side a more simplified form where you're comparing the extract from the leaves and the extract of the bark of Cinnamon verum. So the leaves are predominantly producing this eugenol, this alcohol, which is also one of the most fragrant parts of cinnamon, and cinnamaldehyde there. Only very little cinnamaldehyde, but in the bark there is a predominance of cinnamaldehyde and very little of this eugenol. But this terpene here, linalool, which also is one of the fragrant compounds, is very similar. But if you look at the literature, there's literally only one study, and this is something that is very easy to do. But in 1974, these two chemists, Lawrence and Hogg, looked at the chemical composition of two cinnamon species from the Philippines. So they looked at Cinnamomum mercadoi and Cinnamomum mindanensis. With our equipment now, like the one I showed you, we can do this very easily, and we can identify so many more compounds. So they showed from the bark of Cinnamomum mercadoi, they were able to extract 17 compounds, and from the bark, 29 from mindanensis. So this is already very exciting because some of these not only are very fragrant, but they have a lot of potential benefit in terms of their pharmacological activity. But for us, for us ordinary people, what is it that excites about these things? Thanks to people like Miss November and some of the food critics now, and hopefully aromatherapists, you can harness the good that comes from the aromas of the cinnamon. So I just took some of these things that come from Miss November's website, where you can use cinnamon, so cinnamon and lemongrass. You can use it to flavor your inasal, for example, or you can use it in a cocktail or a cinnamon pancake. And going back to that thing of the Mexicans, a Pinoy champurrado. I mean, champurrado really is something that comes from us, not from them in many ways. But, this already, just looking at these pictures, give you such a sense of well-being. And then using the cinnamon leaves as a condiment for, what's this? Correct me if I'm wrong, Ms. November, but this is adobong pusit, isn't it?
That's correct, Dr. Doronila. It's adobong pusit.
Yes. And then just to finish on this note, just for you people who are aromatherapists, you're in one sense what you're doing is really simplifying life for us and making these botanicals accessible. But just think of the big perfume houses. They've used all these aromas for such a long time, but they make so much money from things. And I just want to show you Chanel No. 5, which is probably one of the most famous, if not the most famous perfume that's on the planet at the moment. And it's sad to say that what really made it famous was they put the secret ingredient, which was the ilang-ilang. Ilang-ilang is one of our indigenous flowers, but we missed the boat in being able to add value to our ilang-ilang as a product, as an aroma product in the world market, if you like. So that was the secret product. But if you look at, this is from the American Chemical Society. This is a very nice poster that they have, just to show you what is it in Chanel No. 5 that people go crazy about and spend lots of money about. But as you can see, the extracts of cinnamon, coumarin, eugenol, linalool are some of the important products. And in many ways, it's quite easy to reverse engineer this thing because we have the instruments, but obviously, you cannot do that legally, so I wouldn't recommend it to anyone. But it just shows you that aroma is something that we have to value. And I give it to all of you as aromatherapists, that you are trying to understand what is it in these aromatic compounds that can be of benefit to us in our normal everyday life. So I would like to thank you. So, dawag na salamat. So I'm open to questions.